You guys ready? All right, start with opening statement for Coach.
I'm going to move over to Coach's seat.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize how
Prom-
efficient it was today.
Prime seating.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we can find you over there.
Usually, the area or someone else is here, right?
Yeah.
Second string.
Well, you know what? It can make it yours now if they're not there.
Yeah, well, I'm coming off the bench tonight.
I'll start it with this. Just what I told the guys in the locker room. I thought, they had a business-like approach, but with great energy and focus. I was excited to coach tonight. They were excited to play. We've had a break. And this was a carryover from our practice. We practiced really well the last couple of days. We had some tough inter-squad scrimmages. Guys got after each other. And I thought we were sharp. That was my biggest fear of having the long break. But we started sharp and we played the right way the entire game. And so we're still trying to build and getting ready. And got 2 more non-conference games. And we want to make sure we can get as good as we possibly can get to before SEC play. And tonight there was a lot of guys who contributed. A lot of guys played well, and it was good to see.
Questions for Jaylen or Devin?
So, this has been exam period, right? Both you guys had finals, multiple finals?
Yes, sir.
How does that affect, and I want both of you to answer this, how does that affect your preparation, for a game? Looking forward to a game, too.
The coaches made sure that we had time to complete our finals before this week and get them all done so we could focus on this game. And so I just think it's this is such a good school, Vanderbilt, so we had to do our part off the court and on the court. So
Yeah, for sure. We took care of what we had to take care of off the court first. That was first priority, and then once we got that done, we got locked in on the court and got ready for the game today.
Devin, 19 points, 8 rebounds for you. It feels like you've been so consistent on both ends of the floor. What do you feel like has been a key to that success, doing it night in, night out?
the biggest key is my teammates. Everyone, when they drive, they find me, and that's a big part of our offense, just the drive and kick and the drive and dump down. So it's just AJ had 8 assists, and Jason found me, Grant found me. It's just how fast our offense is, and then their ability to find me down low.
They didn't give him an assist on that, right, Jason? That one where he threw it back.
That was a different one.
Anything else for the guys?
I'm good.
Question for both of you guys. You guys both led the team in rebounds, 8 for Devin, 7 for you, Jaylen. How much of an impact do you feel like you guys can continue to kind of get cleaning off the glass, especially as it's continued to improve throughout the season?
It's kind of like just sending a message. Like we kind of send a message in practice. It's going to be a war. It's crazy. I was watching one of the games. Jay Billis, he said it's going to be a war in the SEC, and Coach B says it every day. So like when you hear something more than once, it's like a repeated thing. It's just know it's coming. So we just setting the tone on the backboard and just getting ready.
I mean, that's just our job. Every day, me and JC go at it, and iron sharpens iron. So that's what we do in practice day in, day out, and that's what they reflected in the game today.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Short and sweet. Go ahead.
So how hard is it to get organized practices in enough time during the exam period?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm learning, how the Vanderbilt academic schedule works. I'm new to it, and so, there was an option. We could have tried to play the game on Monday rather than Wednesday, and I wanted to make sure our guys weren't distracted in exams, worrying about basketball, and so we gave them plenty of time off. And when we practiced last week during exams, we were really short. We went for an hour, a couple of days, and then sent them right to their academic obligations. But I think it was the right move because it is draining. You look at guys in practice, and you could tell they've been up all night. And, they got some procrastinators. And some guys wait to the end of the semester to turn some things in. So, but they did well. And, I was proud of what they did academically. And then once that was over, they kind of put it behind them. They got focused on basketball and did a good job in that prep too.
So you have them like starting Monday, they're yours without any obligations for school, right?
Yes, we practiced. Actually, the last exams were on Saturday.
So Sunday.
Yeah,
Monday.
and so we had 3 days off last week. We had Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, and that's a little more than normal. And then on the last week, we went an hour on Wednesday and Thursday, and then once we got back to Sunday, we actually went really hard, and we did inter-squad scrimmages. A lot of good versus good, combative scrimmages. And my biggest fear going this game was we would not be in game rhythm. and not be in game shape. And so there's always a fear in practice you can go too hard, but I would rather that be the case than us not be ready. And so guys did a good job of really pushing each other, and it carried over tonight.
And through your years coaching, this game, the post-exam game, has it been a problem at times when you've?
In my history as a coach, you always try to do this. You always try to imagine being in their shoes and what they have left and their time and what they need at that time. And so if we would have played earlier than Wednesday, it probably could have been a challenge. Could have played Saturday or Sunday. But we made sure we took care of academics first in basketball.
By the way, feel free to tell them I'm wrong. Casey Alexander does that all the time when I go to the Belmont games. He tells me, you think too much about that stuff.
Well, you got to think about everything. And so, I'm always, nervous too long a break or too short a break or too hard a practices. So this position is kind of built for second guessing. And if something does go right, you second guess yourself. And if it goes right, sometimes you're like, could we done it even better?
So playing this well had to be surprising to you. Am I wrong when I say that?
I mean, we were really good in practice this week.
Uh-huh.
And so I thought we played well. I thought we were really clean and just efficient, made shots, passed the ball well, took care of the ball, having 19 assists and 3 turnovers, getting good shots. And, we missed a lot of ones close to the rim. I think we had more opportunities there that we should have finished some more around the rim. But with the exception of that, I thought we were really sharp every other area.
15 offensive rebounds on 30 misses. So
yeah, we missed a lot of close ones and got them back. Yeah. And sometimes, but I thought Chris did a great job of creating extra possessions. MJ Collins was going. Sometimes he was creating different things, and we're watching games, and you want a culture thing, and watched the Florida North Carolina game yesterday, and I think Florida won the game with the offensive rebounds. In the last minute of the game, it broke the game open and got them the win. So something we want to be about. We've had segments this year really good at it, segments this year where we haven't been good at it, but we better be really good at it going forward.
I know you mentioned how you were maybe a little bit worried about how sharp you guys would look with it being the long break coming out of exam time, but the practices seemed like that was a really big key in how you guys look tonight. What is something that you look for from your team as a coach after you have guys that are coming in off that long break, you haven't played in a while, you're just coming off of exams? What do you look for from them as a coach in that sense?
Yeah, just being focused in practice and ready to go. And, I got to be smart. And if, a guy might have 2 exams and been up all night, and I got to have some understanding that, he might not be his best. But once the academics and the exams were over and the assignments were over, we turned it up in practice. And, sometimes in the middle of the season, you don't practice as hard as we just did and kind of combative and a lot of physicality in practice. But that's what we needed. And so we want to be sharp for the games, want to keep getting better. And, we had to put basketball away a little bit last week, but the last couple of days we've gotten better. And that better, be something we continue to see entire year where we're always stepping one step forward and see how good we can get.
I know you said in the past that you don't really think too much about the starters or who's in the starting lineup, but since Jason Edwards has been coming off the bench, 23 points, 19 points, 30 points, and then 19 points tonight, do you feel like that role has maybe helped him out in any sense? Do you feel like this is something that he would be doing whether he was in the starting lineup or coming off the bench?
Yeah, I mean, I don't overthink the starting lineup. And, I know it's a nice, Twitter thing. It's a nice picture, the starting group, and they can say they're starting, but sometimes you'll see starters and we're putting a guy in 2 minutes. And so he didn't get introduced, but he's in there. And one thing that these guys understand, and I like the way they're pushing each other, is that they need to play well or we're going to have other guys play. And what I like about Jason, he brings energy and a tremendous energy. And sometimes that burst off the bench is just kind of comforting for me and comforting for our team, knowing that he can come in and kind of change the game. And then the other one's Tyler Tanner. I mean, we put those 2 off the bench. I mean, that's a lot of quickness, a lot of energy coming off that bench. And so teams might not always game plan for that, but we're game planning in our situations to be able to know what that's going to do for our team.
One last one?
Yeah.
So I didn't notice till I read Jacob's notes today that Tyler doesn't have a turnover. And, which I found stunning. All right, I shouldn't have said it. I found that stunning. Have you had a player go this long without a turnover? It seems,
Yeah.
especially someone who handles the ball a lot.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to talk about it, right? I think it's one of those things when I know baseball players are superstitious, and I'm not really that superstitious, but I'll answer that with no comment, though.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Mark. What, how many steals do you have tonight?